Hello, today's film is from director David Cronenberg, who, as you may remember, directed A History of Violence. Check out my review of that if you have not done so already. But the film I'm talking about today is a very interesting one called Spider. It is a dark psychological drama which really gets inside the head of its protagonist. And it kind of marks a new stage of Cronenberg's career where he distances himself more from the horror, sci-fi and body horror genres. The tagline is a really great way of describing this film. The only thing worse than losing your mind is finding it again. The film is about this man named Dennis Clegg, nicknamed Spider, who moves into this halfway house for the mentally ill in London. He has been institutionalized for a long time. At the beginning, we are unsure of why he's doing some really odd things, but as it progresses, it becomes much clearer. For example, he is shown lying down on a patch of soil crying. Like I said before, an odd thing to do, but once you realise the significance of it within his life, you can definitely see where he's coming from. He was also shown in empty rooms, mumbling something to himself. So there are a few moments like that which are paid off as you begin to see the whole story. Notice I said see the whole story. That is because Spider isn't very communicative. The story of his childhood is told in flashback, but not your usual flashback. The adult version of Spider is there too, observing these events as an unseen third person, much like the audience is. The adult Spider is also shown mouthing what each of the characters are going to say, which makes you think that this isn't actually what happened, but Spider's own mixture of recollection and how he thinks these events happened. So, back in reality, Spider would in fact be talking to himself in an empty room. Again, an odd thing to an outsider who does not know the events of this person's life. As a child, Spider believes that his father was cheating on his mother, which kind of sets up a chain reaction of dark events, which I will not go into in case it does spoil the film for anyone who hasn't seen it. But I will say that this deeply confuses Spider as he desperately tries to fill in the missing blanks. He sees events that he couldn't have possibly have seen. He mixes up people's reactions and sometimes he even mixes up who the people actually are. The audience is very much in the same mind frame as Spider, in that we have to distinguish what is real and what isn't real. A seemingly simple story of a childhood trauma just got a lot more complex. A really interesting character and a very interesting way to tell this kind of story. Dennis Spider Clegg is played by Ralph Fiennes, who you may know as Mr. No-Nose from the Harry Potter films. He plays this character brilliantly as he puts a lot of small details into it, and he really transforms his own mannerisms and body language for this character. I heard that the character was originally meant to be silent, but Ralph Fiennes added the little mumble to it, which I think really makes the character. You can hear maybe a few select words in his speech, but on the whole you're not really understanding fully what he's saying. And it really backs up his secrecy and his antisocial nature. And then there is Miranda Richardson, who plays Spider's mother, and other characters. She gives really incredible performances, and they're really distinct from each other as well. And then there is Gabriel Byrne as Spider's father. Incredible performance also, as he has to play both Spider's perception of him and he has to show the real side of him as well, which are really different from each other. David Cronenberg has once again created another great film. I also have to mention the look of the film. It is set in a derelict part of London, and the flashbacks really bring you back into that time frame. The music too really puts you in the moment, which was composed by longtime Cronenberg collaborator Howard Shore. So again, David Cronenberg is really exploring new territory here, but still contains a lot of similar themes to his other work. So I think that this really is a must-see for any Cronenberg fan. I don't really have much else to say, so thanks for listening.